The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Girl, if you haven't heard, let me just say, there's a hot mess of drama swirling around Disney's new Snow White. We're talking rumors on top of rumors, controversy after controversy, and a whole lot of confused fans asking one question. Did somebody seriously blame Minecraft for the madness? Now, honey, I know that sounds downright ridiculous. How are you gonna fault a block-building video game for a fairy tale flop? But folks are out here whispering that Rachel Ziegler, the star playing Snow White, was pointing fingers at the beloved game for all the production's problems. Even Jason Mamoa got dragged in, just for chuckling at the idea. And that's only scratching the surface, because while people are losing their minds about Minecraft, the real mess is swirling around the tension between Rachel Gadot and a Disney adaptation that's piling up drama faster than you can say mirror on the wall. From canceled premieres to rumored cast feuds, from script rewrites to entire scenes left on the cutting room floor, Snow White's been on the struggle bus from the jump. And let me tell you, that bus is picking up passengers at every corner. Outraged fans, worried Disney execs, and folks who just love to watch a good train wreck unfold. Meanwhile, the Minecraft movie is apparently doing cartwheels around the box office, leaving Snow White and the dwarf stuck in the shadows. So buckle up, because we're about to break this all the way down. The big question remains, how does sweet fairy tale about a princess end up overshadowed by a game about building cute little block houses? And can Disney salvage this sinking ship before it's too late? Alright, y'all, let's start from the beginning of this roller coaster. Disney decided it was time to breathe new life into Snow White, the classic that literally built their empire back in the 1930s. They tapped Rachel Ziegler, who soared to fame singing show tunes, for the lead role. At first, everyone was hyped. A new face, a modern twist, more empowerment for the princess. You know, the usual live-action formula that's supposed to reel in old fans and new ones alike. But Miss Rachel had some strong opinions about the 1937 original. She wanted Snow White to be a fresh, empowered queen who don't need no prince. Sure, that concept might sound okay, but the way Rachel went about it got some folks feeling salty. She said parts of the old fairy tale were outdated, that people needed to move on from certain tired tropes. And ew, did that stir the pot? Traditional Disney fans hopped online to say, wait a minute, sis, that's the story we grew up on. Show some respect. The backlash grew, with some folks feeling like she was insulting the source material instead of updating it. And from there, the controversies kept right on rolling. Suddenly, Rachel's interviews were dissected like Monday morning leftovers. People started picking apart every little word she said, calling her ungrateful, or worse yet, a narcissist, because she joked that crowds would line up to see her no matter what. Baby, you know how the internet does. They'll take a half sentence and turn it into a manifesto about your character. But the real comedic twist was right around the corner, because if you thought folks were mad about her modernizing Snow White, wait till we get to the business about Minecraft. Yes, you heard me right, Minecraft. One day, out of nowhere, rumors started swirling that Rachel Ziegler was privately complaining about how the entire Snow White production was a hot mess, like a random Minecraft server with no instructions. According to these whispers, she claimed the script rewrites were so scattered, it felt like folks were just stacking blocks at random. No blueprint, no direction, just chaos. Now, I don't know about you, but I never thought I'd see the day when folks in Hollywood started pointing fingers at a sandbox game for their own behind-the-scenes drama. But child, that's exactly what some folks believed. They said Rachel was fed up, comparing the production's disorganized mania to that moment in Minecraft where you spawn in a brand new world, lost and confused, building squares wherever you please. The internet latched onto that rumor like it was sweet tea on a summer day. Suddenly, the big headline was, Rachel Ziegler blames Minecraft for Snow White's disasters. Everybody started clowning the idea that a fairy tale princess couldn't figure out how to keep her story straight because of a bunch of pixelated blocks. And oh, it got wilder from there, because guess who walked into the conversation right then, minding his own business, but dragged in anyway? Mr. Jason Mamoa himself. Now, Jason Mamoa is that tall, fine, laid-back star we all know from those blockbuster superhero flicks and Island Life vibes. He is not the person you'd expect to comment on a Disney musical meltdown. But here we are. During a press junket for an entirely different project, some bold reporter asked him, "Hey, Jason, what do you think about Rachel Ziegler blaming Minecraft for Snow White's problems?" He blinked, probably thinking, come again. Then he laughed, a big old carefree laugh that basically said, y'all cannot be serious. He told them that blaming Minecraft for a big budget film's downfall sounded about as silly as blaming the ocean for a busted surfboard. He was just being playful, but you know folks love to snatch a joke and run with it. Next thing you know, tabloids started plastering headlines like Jason Mamoa destroys the Snow White rumor or Momoa defends Minecraft against Ziegler. Meanwhile, Jason himself was probably off sipping a pina colada, wondering how he got roped into this fiasco. All that online chatter about Jason's response only made people more curious. Was Minecraft truly the scapegoat Rachel picked? Or was this just the rumor mill going bananas? And while the public was cackling at the idea, there was a much juicier conflict boiling away on set. One that had nothing to do with building blocks and everything to do with on-camera rivalry. Chilly, oh wait, we're not allowed to say that word. So let me rephrase. Child, let me tell you, there's tension, and then there's tension. Word on the street says that while Rachel was out here fighting the outdated aspects of Snow White, Gal Gadot, cast as the evil queen, was busy cooking up her own vision for the villain. Gal apparently wanted to crank up the darkness, make the queen more psychologically menacing, and basically get real dramatic. And honey, that's when the set started to feel like a real-life soap opera. See, they filmed this major third-act confrontation scene, dwarfs and kingdom villagers storming the evil queen's castle, a showdown for the ages. But rumor has it, after more than 24 takes, people were about ready to tear each other's hair out. Rachel felt that Gal's improvisations were overshadowing Snow White's heroic arc. Meanwhile, Gal thought her deeper, darker approach made the queen stand out in a good way. One day, they say Rachel confronted Gal right there in front of crew members, raising her voice to accuse her of hijacking the scene. Ooh, can you imagine the tension? Crew members described it as a meltdown, with both actresses pulling in separate directions while the production team scrambled to figure out whose vision to follow. This was supposed to be the triumphant moment for Snow White, but all that behind-the-scenes bickering was overshadowing everything. Girl, you know Disney execs had to be losing sleep because Snow White is the OG Disney princess. And instead of a sweet, breezy production, they had a real catfight brewing between the star and the villain. If you thinking that was the end of the drama, guess again. Disney was desperate to rein in the chaos. They tried multiple rewrites, major reshoots, and hush-hush sit-downs between Rachel and Gal. None of it seemed to calm the storm. The executives reportedly feared the entire project was turning into a fiasco, like a never-ending game of telephone where nobody was on the same page. One reshoot tried to lighten the mood, another tried to sharpen the story's edge, and a third one tried to add even more empowered elements for Snow White. Let's just say it's tough to please everybody. As if that weren't enough, Disney canceled the big UK premiere that was supposed to feature the cast in all their glory. And they did it quietly, dropping the news with no real explanation. But you better believe folks saw right through that. The obvious guess? They didn't want Rachel and Gal to have to stand on the same stage or answer awkward questions about their rumored feud. At that point, word was out. Snow White might be so messy that even the House of Mouse was trying to keep it under wraps. Girl, I'm telling you, a meltdown this big was bound to draw comparisons, especially when Warner Brothers was rolling out their Minecraft movie with ease. People started looking at that cheerful block-building adaptation, watching it gobble up the box office, and wondering why Disney's Snow White couldn't seem to get it together. Fans on social media were roasting it left and right, claiming Minecraft was burying Snow White, which might have been doubly embarrassing if Rachel truly had once pointed fingers at that very game. Now let's talk about that Minecraft movie for a second, because it's playing the role of the unstoppable giant, raking in that sweet box office dough. Audiences and critics praised it as fun, goofy, and exactly what a family flick should be. No big controversies or complicated messages, just silly entertainment that kids and grown-ups can enjoy. Meanwhile, poor Snow White's taking punch after punch online, with fans gossiping about the behind-the-scenes drama more than the actual film. Girl, can you picture the side-by-side comparisons? One weekend in the US, Minecraft is smashing record after record, bringing in hundreds of millions, while Snow White is rumored to be on life support before it even hits theaters. Folks are quick to say that if a sweet, comedic, block-building universe can dethrone the original Disney princess, something must be seriously off in the Magic Kingdom. With every new success Minecraft scores, it only makes the negativity surrounding Snow White look bigger. Some Disney insiders tried to do damage control, insisting that once Snow White arrives, fans will see how magical the final product is. But honey, it's hard to shake the mountain of rumors swirling, alleged fights on set, half-baked rewrites, and of course, that outrageous claim that Rachel singled out Minecraft as the cause of it all. So what's next for this drama train? The rumor mill says Disney might be considering shelving the movie altogether, or burying it with a quiet release. But sweetie, they already poured so much money into this project. Can they really afford that? Another rumor claims Rachel's future with Disney might be in jeopardy because she's rubbed too many people the wrong way. The poor girl was supposed to be the next big thing, a real breakout star. Now folks are whispering that she might get iced out of future Disney productions if Snow White bombs. On top of that, fans of the original are outraged that the classic story might be unrecognizable thanks to all these rewrites. They wanted a modern twist, but not necessarily an entire demolition of the beloved plot. Meanwhile, others applaud Rachel for wanting a more empowered princess. You can't please everyone, right? But the bigger question is, can Disney salvage any of this? If the final cut somehow maintains a bit of the original's charm, tosses in a dash of Gal Gadot's sinister brilliance, and highlights Rachel's potential, there's a chance it might not be a total disaster. But if the rumors are true, and the film ends up feeling like 3 different scripts mashed into one, it could be the next cautionary tale about big-budget remakes gone bad. Child, at this point, nobody knows if the final version will even contain that epic confrontation scene, or if it'll be chopped up in post-production. Some people say they've heard it's so disjointed that it might never see the light of day. And let's not forget the canceled premiere, which feels like the biggest we're in trouble sign in the entire saga. So with all that swirling, the bizarre rumor about blaming Minecraft doesn't even sound that crazy anymore, does it? Once a production hits meltdown mode, it's easy to grab at any excuse, even a blocky little video game beloved by kids worldwide. At the end of the day, this entire Snow White fiasco is a juicy testament to how quickly things can spiral out of control in Hollywood. You got a star who might have rubbed fans the wrong way, an on-set feud that reportedly eclipses the actual storyline, endless script rewrites, and a swirling rumor that a sandbox game somehow caused all this chaos. Then Jason Mamoa strolls in, laughs at the idea, and inadvertently sends the tabloids into a frenzy. Meanwhile, Disney's trying to navigate a PR hurricane, and the Minecraft movie is out here sitting on a throne made of gold blocks. So will Snow White rise from the ashes and prove the haters wrong? Or is it doomed to be remembered as that one time Disney tried to modernize a fairy tale princess and ended up pointing fingers at a video game? The real moment of truth will come if and when it finally hits theaters. Maybe, just maybe, it'll shock everybody with a captivating twist on the classic. Or it could go down as a prime example of how not to handle a beloved IP. One thing's for sure, baby. If you're gonna blame a children's sandbox game for your own behind-the-scenes meltdown, you better be ready for folks to talk. Thanks for supporting the Gossip Wire. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more of the hottest celebrity news online.